What if the Wicked Sisterhood was never meant to last? For months, it felt like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo weren't just co-stars. They were inseparable. They held hands in interviews. They teared up mid-sentence. They called each other soul-connected. The energy felt intense, almost intimate. Fans weren't just watching a press tour, they were watching what looked like a real emotional bond unfold in real time. And then it vanished. The second the Wicked promo wrapped, the closeness seemed to fade. No more constant public praise, no more emotional interviews, no more visible support when the noise around Cynthia started getting loud. And now people are asking the uncomfortable question: was that sisterhood ever meant to last, or was it just a perfectly timed chapter? Because here's where things start to feel layered. During the press run, Cynthia leaned all the way in. She spoke about how intimate it felt to sing together for the first time. She described feeling safe, open, connected. They even got matching tattoos. That's not light behavior, that's permanent ink. The language they used about each other wasn't casual co-star appreciation. It sounded deep, personal, protective. There were moments where Cynthia appeared to defend Ariana fiercely in interviews. The loyalty looked strong, emotional, real. But once the camera stopped rolling, something shifted. While Cynthia faced months of online criticism, including harsh commentary that crossed the line, Ariana remained publicly quiet. Fans expected visible support. Instead, Ariana appeared to pivot toward her next era. And that silence didn't go unnoticed. Some viewers felt Cynthia was left exposed during one of the toughest waves of backlash in her career. Others argue that Ariana wasn't obligated to respond publicly. But perception matters, and in Hollywood, timing is everything. Now add this to the mix. During the later stages of the Wicked era, fans started noticing Ariana's aesthetic transformation. The softer posture, the classic silhouettes, the old Hollywood glamour. She was channeling Audrey Hepburn energy in a way that felt deliberate. When a reporter asked if she'd ever play Audrey in a biopic, she smiled and dodged the question smoothly. At the time, it looked media-trained and polished, but now insiders are whispering that the Audrey Hepburn biopic is allegedly moving forward with Ariana in the lead role. So people are re-watching that interview differently. Was she protecting an announcement that wasn't ready yet? Or was she already transitioning into her next chapter while the Wicked Sisterhood was still being sold as unbreakable? And this is where the pattern conversation begins. Longtime followers of Ariana have seen this before. Intense bonds that form quickly, big emotions, matching tattoos, grand gestures, and then pivots. Ricky Alvarez, matching ink within weeks. Pete Davidson, whirlwind engagement, more tattoos, massive public affection. And then it ended in under 5 months. Each era burned bright and fast. Now some fans are wondering whether the dynamic with Cynthia followed a similar arc. Emotional acceleration, public intensity, then a strategic shift. Of course, no one can confirm what truly happened behind closed doors, but the internet has been connecting dots. Because after the silence came something even messier. Blind items began circulating. Subtle media framing suggested that Ariana allegedly needed distance. Certain whispers implied that Cynthia may have been tied to a stressful period in Ariana's life. None of it was confirmed. No names were directly mentioned, but the timing felt suspicious to some observers. Instead of framing the pressure as shared, two actresses navigating an exhausting press tour, the narrative appeared to tilt in one direction. From Cynthia's perspective, if insiders are even partially accurate, that could feel like betrayal layered on top of abandonment. And then the temperature rose. When SZA commented under a creator's post discussing what they described as media massaging, the conversation exploded. She wrote that no one was bugging and referenced cognitive dissonance, implying that people would look back years later and realize what was happening in plain sight. That comment reignited scrutiny. Compilation videos resurfaced, showing some of the harsher commentary Cynthia endured. The racist undertones, the mocking clips, the public discomfort. And through all of it, Ariana remained silent. Now rumors are swirling that Cynthia may be exploring legal consultation. Nothing has been filed publicly. Nothing has been confirmed in court. But the mere whisper of potential legal action shifts this from internet drama to something far more serious. If even part of that is true, it's no longer just about a fading friendship. It's about emotional distress, public image, accountability. At the same time, Ariana appears to be stepping confidently into her next era. New project, new aesthetic. Allegedly a new close co-star connection forming on set. The word bestie has reportedly surfaced again, and fans can't ignore how familiar that cycle feels. So here's the uncomfortable question no one wants to say too loudly. Was this a genuine bond that simply collapsed under pressure? Or was it always a chapter with an expiration date? Hollywood friendships are often built inside high-pressure bubbles, intense schedules, emotional performances, shared vulnerability. When that bubble pops, the connection can fade just as quickly as it formed. But if one person believed it was deeper, if one person invested emotionally while the other was already transitioning strategically, that imbalance would hurt. Especially when the backlash begins. Especially when silence follows. If a lawsuit ever materializes, it could complicate everything. Awards, season appearances, the Audrey biopic rollout. Ariana's carefully rebuilt brand. The industry rarely lets public disputes play out cleanly. More often, they settle quietly behind the scenes. Until then, we're left with speculation, patterns, and timing that feels too precise to ignore. What started as a sisterhood filled with tears and matching tattoos has turned into a storyline built on silence, pivots, and whispers of legal tension. And maybe the real question isn't whether the friendship was fake. Maybe it's this. When the cameras stop rolling and the promo ends, who actually stays? Because in Hollywood, intensity is easy, longevity is rare. So what do you think? Was this bond real and simply fell apart? Or was it strategic from the start?